From stories around the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A pleasant evening. I'm Delanjali Ananda.
A very good evening. I'm Lakshita Singha, and to start off, we take a quick look at the top stories for tonight.
A new methodology for the treatment of COVID-19 patients. The Army Commander says persons above 60 years of age in Colombo district will receive the COVID-19 vaccine before 28th of this month. A relief pack of 20 essential items from Lanka, Satasa.
On to those and other stories in detail, starting off with the top story for tonight. A new methodology for the treatment of patients at treatment centers and homes based on the condition of the COVID-19 infected persons has been introduced. This new methodology has been initiated under two systems via SMS and telephone. Under one of the systems, the patient is required to send an SMS consisting of all the details to 1904 hotline. According to the classification of the condition of the patient, patients with breathing issues should mention letter A space, patients with fever as letter B space, patients with a symptomatic with letter C space in the SMS. In addition, age space, national identity card number space, address space should also be considered in the SMS. The details sent via SMS to the National Operations Center for Prevention of COVID-19 Outbreak will be directly forwarded to medical teams. Based on the condition of the patient, teams will contact the relevant patient via telephone number 247 and direct them to necessary treatment facilities. The patients who are undergoing home quarantine can also obtain the relevant services via 1390 hotline. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka Kidney Diseases Specialist Doctors Association pointed out the COVID-19 patients with kidney transplants should not be directed for home-based treatments.
ලබා ගන්න. මොකද සාමාන්‍ය කෙනෙක්ගේ එන්නත මාර්ගයෙන් ලැබෙන ප්‍රතිශක්තියට අඩු ප්‍රතිශක්තියක් තමයි බද්ධ කරපු ලෙඩුන්ට ලැබෙන්නේ. එම නිසා යම් හේයකින් මෙම වෛරසය ආසාදනය වුණොත් වෛරසය ශරීරයෙන් ඉවත් කරන්න ඉතා අපහසුයි. එම නිසා විවිධ සංකූලතාවලට යන්න තියෙන අවස්ථාව බොහොම වැඩි.
So far, 17,143,378 persons in the country have been inoculated with vaccine doses under the COVID immunization program. Also, 5,124,185 persons have been inoculated with both vaccine doses in the country. 1,721,960 vaccine doses have been given to the people during the last 7 days. 164,308 vaccine doses have been inoculated yesterday. The inoculating program was conducted in 224 centers covering 21 districts in the country today. 2,720 COVID-19 patients were detected from the country today. Meanwhile, 2,186 patients left the hospitals today following recovery. The police said that 229 persons who had violated the quarantine curfew as well as quarantine regulations were apprehended in the last 24 hours. Accordingly, a total of 55,402 persons have been taken into custody thus far.
Deputy Director General of Health Services Dr. Hemantha Herat says that all possible measures have been taken to ensure the safety of the health workers from COVID-19 infections. He made these remarks while speaking at a media briefing today.
With regards to the health workers being affected by the COVID-19 at present, it is basically we need to again point out that we have hardly found anybody getting infected in a place where specifically or diagnosed COVID patients are treated, because we are taking all the precautions for getting into contact with infected persons. So therefore, in many places, and we had certain instances where certain places we got certain people infected after giving the care to those patients, and we found that there were certain flaws in the movement of people and the management, and once we rectified those problems, we don't get that many or no more people getting infected in those places. We are taking every possible measures to ensure that the health workers are protected from infection while treating COVID patients. But on the other hand, there will be most of these patients getting infected in places where unsuspicious people are coming into contact with health persons, because asymptomatic patients or persons can spread the disease, and several departments other than the COVID treatment facilities are unsuspicious or hitherto undetected persons, and therefore these people, if they don't get the proper precautions, rarely they can get infected. And that is why we are continuously educating the health workers and also providing the necessary facilities, and thereby we are trying every possible measures to protect them from getting infected. However, number of persons coming into hospitals with infection increases. The possibility of getting these health workers infected is also increasing. Therefore, again, we need to ensure that level of infection in the community need to be reduced to the minimum, thereby not only protecting yourself in the community but also protecting the health workers in the system.
Head of the National Operations Centre for the Prevention of COVID-19 Outbreak, Army Commander General Shavendra Silva said that all persons above 60 years of age in Colombo district will receive the COVID-19 vaccine before the 28th of this month. He made these remarks while taking part in the Mahajana Dinaya live program on national television yesterday. Army Commander General Shavendra Silva said that with the intention to inoculate each citizen in the country, the government led by the President and the Prime Minister has brought down approximately 19.7 million vaccine doses to the country. He said that so far 12 million out of the 19.7 million vaccine doses have been administered to the people in the country as the first dose. He said that 5 million vaccines have been administered as the second dose. He said that 57% of the eligible population in Colombo district have been inoculated with both the doses. He also added that 61% in Kampah district as well as 73% in the Kalutara district have been vaccinated with both the doses. The Army Commander said that with the instructions given by the President, they are expecting to provide both the doses to all the people in the country by the 2nd or 3rd week of September. He said that vaccination is the only solution to protect the nation from the COVID-19 outbreak. Therefore, he requested the public to receive the vaccine without any hesitation. Ambassadors of Norway, Turkey and Italy called on Minister Basil Rajapaksa today. The meetings were held at the Ministry of Finance. Special attention was directed at the meeting in strengthening the bilateral relations between the countries while ensuring mutual cooperation. Ambassador of Norway in Colombo, Hildeberg Hansen, said that the fullest support will be extended for the renewable energy program currently initiated in the country. She has further said that joint studies together with Sri Lankan universities have already been initiated successfully in this regard. Turkish Ambassador Demet said that the attention of the Turkey Business Council representatives will be directed to Sri Lanka following the decline of the COVID-19 outbreak. The Turkish ambassador further said that a positive background will be created through this initiative to identify existing investing opportunities. The ambassador added that a high demand prevails in Turkey for Sri Lankan tea and necessary facilities will be provided for related promotions in future. Ambassador of Italy to Colombo, Rita Manella, said that a large quantity of apparels are being exported to Italy from Sri Lanka amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. The Italian ambassador emphasized that measures will be taken to further expand its market for Sri Lankan apparel, indicating that many Italian nationals prefer to travel to Sri Lanka. The ambassador said that steps will be taken to commence direct flights between the countries. Minister Basil Rajapaksa said that Sri Lanka's aspiration is to continue on a non-aligned policy in cooperation with all countries in the world. The minister extended his appreciation for the support extended by these nations to Sri Lanka amidst the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic situation. Meanwhile, a program has been initiated by Lanka Satosa to deliver a relief pack consisting of 20 essential commodities to the doorstep, which will commence tomorrow. Minister Bandula Gunawardena, speaking at a media briefing today, said that the relief pack priced at 2,600 rupees will be provided at a rate of 1,998 rupees. The relief pack consists of rice, wheat flour, noodles, red dal, sugar, tea, sprats, soya meat, chili flakes, pepper and spices and other essential goods. The essential relief pack will also consist of 3 face masks, soap, biscuits and a packet of papadam. The Sri Lanka Satosa has indicated that the relevant relief pack can be ordered by calling 1998 hotline and will be delivered to doorstep without any additional charges. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that delivery vehicles belonging to the Lanka Satosa network in the country will be utilized to reach out to backward-ridden areas as well. He said that even in the country goes into a lockdown situation, Lanka Satosa will remain open for the public.
A group of senior police DIGs say that their professions are at risk after the entire responsibility of the Easter Sunday attack was put against the police by former leaders in the previous Ihapana government. They made these remarks when they met with the Chief Prelate of Asgiriya chapter, Venerable Warakagoda Sri Nyanratna Thero. These officers said that even though the leaders of the Ihapana government were fully aware of the Easter Sunday attack in 2019, they failed to inform in this regard to the authorities. Speaking to the Chief Prelate, they said that they were unable to avoid the attack accordingly. Therefore, the group of DIGs said that an uncertainty prevails over the future of the officers who were on duty at the time of the incident.
State Minister Shehan Semasinghe said that a special program will be initiated to empower Samurdhi and low-income earning families. The program, named Samurdhi Arunalu, will aim to strengthen Samurdhi families economically, the State Minister said while addressing a media briefing today. State Minister Shehan Semasinghe said that 200,000 families will be selected from Samurdhi and low-income earning families for the group to be strengthened economically this year under the first phase of the project. The projects have been divided into several categories, including household industries, animal husbandry and fisheries. He said that none of the projects should be failures, as financial assistance from 50,000 to 100,000 rupees will be provided for the families. Also, he said that necessary facilities will be provided to acquire equipment as well. He said that a special loan scheme at an interest rate of 4% for Samurdhi beneficiaries, as well as another loan scheme at an interest rate of 7% for others, will also be provided through this initiative.
Two new ministers who sworn in before the President recently assumed in their respective ministerial duties today. The new Minister of Power, Gamni Lakuge, assumed in his duties today. State Ministers Duminda Disanayake and Dilum Amunukama were also present at the occasion. Dinesh Gunawardena, who was sworn in as the new Education Minister, assumed in his duties as the Minister today. Ministers Professor G.R. Pires, Bandula Gunawardena, the State Ministers Cecil Premajayanta, P.L. Nishanta and Vijita Berugoda were present at this occasion.
Sri Lanka's Central Bank Governor Professor W.D. Lakshman emphasizes that necessary action will be taken to prevent a higher interest rate regime which was in place until 2019 and re-emerged with full commit. The central bank, in its monetary policy review released today, said that the Sri Lankan economy, supported by fiscal and monetary stimulus measures, is on a recovery path despite the pandemic-related disruptions.
As you are aware, the growth process is on track and the economy is poised to record the growth of around 5% in 2021. This acceleration in growth has been supported by notable fiscal stimulus as well as extraordinary monetary stimulus over the past 1.5 years or so. However, in this process of supporting economic growth and high credit expansion, we have also observed an emergence of macroeconomic imbalances. These were exacerbated by weaknesses in external conditions. These included a widening of the trade deficit, anomalies between domestic and foreign interest rates, anomalies in interest rates on domestic and foreign resources, deviations in formal and informal market exchange rates from the official exchange rate. Adverse speculations in the foreign exchange market also have had adverse impacts. Although the pace of the vaccination drive is encouraging, global conditions do not appear to indicate an early revival of the tourism sector in the magnitude that was expected earlier. In addition, there has been a slowdown in workers' remittance inflows that are made through formal channels. Accordingly, the Monetary Board decided to address these imbalances decisively through an array of policy measures, partly rolling back the monetary stimulus provided to the economy at the onset of the pandemic in early 2020. The board decided to increase policy interest rates by 50 basis points. The statutory reserve ratio was increased by 200 basis points. These two measures are expected to result in some increase in market, deposit and lending rates. At the same time, measures will be taken to regulate excessive interest rates offered on foreign currency deposits. a mechanism is being worked out through a part of the liquidity absorbed through the increase in SRR towards sustainable economic activities domestically. Accordingly, the anomaly between domestic and foreign currency interest rates will be corrected to a great extent, prompting an adjustment in the external trade balance as well as demand and supply conditions in the foreign currency market. Higher deposit rates are also expected to induce a return of the large volume of currency in circulation back into the banking sector, enabling the bank to route these resources towards productive purposes. With these adjustments, the Monetary Board expects the economy to move along a more stable growth path with greater stability in the external sector of the economy. In addition, these measures are also expected to preempt any excessive inflationary pressure that could arise in future. Introducing these adjustments, the Monetary Board emphasizes that action will be taken to prevent high interest rate regime that was in place until 2019 re-emerging with full commitment. With regard to foreign currency inflows, we expect to receive the remainder of the loan from China Development Bank, the swap facility from the Bangladesh Bank, and also the SDR allocation from the IMF during the remainder of this month. Regular interactions with the Honorable Minister of Finance are ongoing, and it has been encouraging to note the commitment expressed towards fiscal consolidation and keenness to support the domestic production economy, particularly the sectors that can attract non-debt foreign exchange inflows. In these areas, we are providing all the support to the government in subjects of operation of the central bank. Apart from policy-related matters.
With that, we wrap up tonight's news bulletin. We'll see you tomorrow at the very same time. Until then, stay safe and good night.
Good night.